Good day, everybody. Today is really interesting. We are honored, and I use that word particularly. We are honored today to have Justine Assal with us. Justine's an old friend of mine, many years standing, and as you'll hear, I'm going to ask her to tell us a little bit about herself. She's a fellow Brit initially, but she's many other things. So I was keen to ask her to join us, and here she is. So, Justine, thanks very much for coming.
Thanks for having me, Shaun.
If you would do us a favor of just telling us a little bit about your background and how you got to where we are today in all things business related, and then we've got some specific questions about a few other things. So.
Okay, happy to. So I can tell you it was not a straightforward road. So I don't know exactly how I got from where I was to where I am, but we'll go through some quiz as we go along. But as you mentioned, I'm originally from England. I'm from London. Have spent the majority of my life over here, specifically in Orlando. I have moved away, but came back, and raised my family here. Live here, do business here throughout Central Florida, and stay very involved, and always have done, between the UK and Florida. Both being my homes, I think, and that's why I stay so busy with the British American side.
Yeah. So, but I mean, we're all a bit British, a bit American. Those of us who, obviously like myself, are American citizens and lived here for many years. But in fact, Justine is something a little bit different. She is the British Honorary Consul for Central Florida. So we are honored to have Justine today, because she's not just an old friend of mine, which she is for many years through our relationship, our British relationship, but she is actually the British Honorary Consul for Central Florida. No, she's His Majesty's British Honorary Consul for Central Florida. Oh, I'm really excited. I know a little bit, but not all of it. So please tell us what that means and what the British Honorary Consul does, please, if you would.
Thank you. It's a huge honor. So I was appointed as His Majesty's Honorary Consul for Great Britain and Northern Ireland across Central Florida. So I go from Tampa to the East Coast.
Okay.
That was in 2024, and I serve in a voluntary capacity. And my job, quite simply, is to help build relationships in Central Florida. So the consulate is actually located in Miami, so it's approximately 4 hours away. And they come up and they do trips, but there's a huge amount that's happening in Central Florida across the whole west to east corridor.
Okay.
And as a result of that, it really needed somebody who was doing business here, who understood the relationship, who could dedicate the time to help grow these relationships and further the commercial program for the UK and Central Florida.
Okay. So one other little thing as well, which this may not mean a lot to our American friends, but you also were honored with an MBE some years ago, which is a member of the British Empire. So this is what we call, this is a prestigious award. I'm going to ask you how you were so honored, but we call it a gong. We call it a gong in the UK, don't we? So when they're just prep it a little bit. There are several levels: OBE, CBE, MBE, and you can tell us exactly what it's for. It's just one step below a knighthood or a damehood, isn't it? That's the next thing you'll be aiming for. And I know for a fact that's what you'll be aiming for. But tell us what. And you've had this for about 10 years, I think.
It is, yeah.
So tell us how that came about and how they tapped you on the shoulder. Did you actually get tapped on the shoulder by Her Majesty?
No. No, that happens when actually you're knighted. Or CBE.
Okay.
So yeah, that's probably part of what I would have no idea how to actually recreate it, because I wasn't actually looking to get royal honor. So it was a huge surprise when it happened. It took the breath away, actually.
I'll bet.
really doing the same thing, Shaun. I mean, I was so back when you and I met, it was with the British American Chamber of Commerce at the time.
Indeed.
And as I kind of moved to the side of that, and that continued in a very local capacity, it just annoyed me a little bit that there were so many delegations coming to Florida. There was so much discussion about what was happening between the UK and Florida. And then when it came to Orlando, everybody talked about Disney. And so none of these professional, industry-specific delegations were coming here. They were going everywhere but here. And I don't know why, it just annoyed me. And so started working very closely with the consulate and almost acting in a voluntary capacity then to connect where and as and where I could.
Right.
So started with that, then continued. I used to do a massive Guy Fawkes night. You'll recall that. We used to have 5,000 people come to that. And we did that for charity. So we'll talk about that in a minute. But through the years doing, a number of different events each year, to try and spotlight the business, very business focused, the business that was happening here, and then the opportunities, because it's an incredibly friendly community here, very open to global businesses, certainly very British American. I mean, there's about 400,000 British expats that live in Florida overall. And an estimated 250,000 of them are just in Central Florida.
Is that so?
It's incredible. So there's huge ties between the two, and I wanted people to understand what was actually happening here. So it was a number of different things that pulled it, but then over the years, it grew and grew, and then I suddenly got a phone call saying that I was receiving royal honors for it.
That's how it came to you?
That's how it came.
Okay, marvelous. Was that from the UK or from
no? It was actually
consulate?
it was from the at that time it was from the Consul General in Miami, and interestingly, you're not allowed to say anything. So I knew I was getting it, but I wasn't allowed to say anything. And that was very difficult. That was a difficult moment.
Yeah,
but
I was really excited. Wanted to tell everybody.
It was unbelievable. Unbelievable.
And the letter came in a gold seal and all that stuff.
I went to Buckingham Palace. And,
and
that was the whole thing beyond anything I would have ever imagined. My granddad was in the Coldstream Guards.
Oh, I didn't know that. Oh,
yeah,
right.
And I thought, if he was alive, I think you couldn't have believed that this would happen, especially with the accent that I have and the fact that, I spent most of my life over here.
In the States, yeah. Well, yes. I'm still waiting for mine, but I know it won't.
I hear on good authority it's underway.
So just to say then, the Consul General, Rufus, who we know very, very well, but they rotate on a regular basis, every 4 years.
Every 4 years.
And we've got to know him very well, haven't we? And
yes.
He's a splendid guy.
Yes, he is.
And the lady beforehand.
Everybody has been. Yeah. I mean, we've been very lucky.
What was her name? I can't remember her name.
Nicolette.
Nicolette, that's Nicolette. Right. Yeah. Really, really nice people, and do so much for us. But I met there used to be a consul here. Just a consul.
Yes.
And I met him. He was a character. The guy I met. I think there hasn't always been one. But what he said, which was different to you, was that the consul, his role was to look after visiting Brits, essentially when they got into trouble.
Yeah.
And I remember his speech at the Citrus Club, actually, when he left. It's a number of years ago, or 10 plus years ago. It was a hoot. It really was. Yeah. It was hilarious. And he's written a book since.
Oh, has he?
Yeah, he wrote the book, but I've got it, but I can't find it. Actually, as soon as I find it, you'll get it. Yeah. But he was, dare we say, just a consul. That's unfair to say that.
Yeah, I mean, there are a couple of different sides to the consulate. So there are the consular services like that, and actually, given that Orlando is one of the top destinations for British tourists, that it's more than a full-time job. So they actually the consulate has 2 members of staff just located in the airport whose entire job it is to deal with lost visas, passports, births, deaths, arrests, all of the things. So actually the role of an honorary consul varies. And so mine was defined, but that's already covered and I don't need to do, it's more than one person could do. So my job is purely and simply to help grow bilateral trade.
Okay. Yeah, good. Yeah. In addition, you are on the advisory board of the British American Business Council of Central Florida. So what are the aims of the BABC? Not the BACC. We are not the BACC. I say we, but you'll hear in a minute. But the BABC, what are the aims of the BABC?
Well, Mr. Vice President of the BABC.
My show, my question.
Okay, fair enough. So, going along with that supporting the commercial strategy of the consulate, is really what the BABC is designed to do, but to be the boots on the ground. So we have the Orlando Economic Partnership, and we have, various different entities that exist to help grow, the international presence in Central Florida. But as far as the BABC, it's very specific. It is the boots on the ground to help make those dots closer together so that we can connect them. We can make introductions. We can advise companies that are looking for, perhaps it's a local company looking to grow into the UK. So our job then is to help make those connections, and then obviously vice versa. If there's anybody coming here, we're all here. So we make those connections for them here. We help them, and get them settled into the community with a lot of networking.
So I am also a member of the board. I'm the vice president on the BABC, and honoured to be there. So asking that question, I should have known the answer myself, but I thought Justine did a much better job of answering it than I. But really, it's about continuing and strengthening business ties. I think that's the way I look at it. And we have functions throughout the year. We had a kickoff here in Orlando. It's just only just over a year ago that we formed. Late 24. So we had kickoff. We had a kickoff we had a wonderful kickoff here. We had a kickoff over in Tampa. Unfortunately, I was at the country when we had the kickoff on the East Coast.
Yeah, which was at Embry-Riddle.
Yes,
which
that's right.
It was incredible.
Yeah. So it was a USF in Tampa.
Correct. Orlando was at the National Entrepreneur Center. Tampa was at University of South Florida, and on the East Coast, it was at Embry-Riddle Aeronautical School. Right. So we're very fortunate to have incredible support from the community to do this, and hence the incredible programming and speakers that we're able to get. And
that, by the way, that's the customary fire engine. We haven't got through one of these yet without a fire engine going.
Adds to the fun,
to the flavour. So in terms of membership, we obviously we're always looking for new members, and you can find us. We have a website which is go on, you please.
BABC, British American Business Council, BABCCF for Florida. Yep. So BABCCF.com.
It's there. Yeah. And you can read about all kinds of things, and the various functions that we've got coming up are all we're up to. We keep that up to date very, very well. You'll see all our smiling faces on there. And you can see membership. What kind of member? There are three levels of membership. We won't go into that now, but there are three, and you can see on there, and also the contact, how to contact us, and we're looking for members. We've done well. We've had a great start, I think, for membership and functions as well. But we're looking to bring more people in, aren't we?
We are. I think that we started out very strategically. We wanted to make sure that our initial membership included, as I said, the Orlando Economic Partnership, the Daytona Economic Development Commission, USF, all of the big entities, the airport, the county government, city government, everybody that is tasked with helping to grow the foreign direct investment, to be honest.
Okay.
Everybody that is a player in that, but then a lot of large corporations, because once we bring the corporations on, then we can kind of then go down and fill in with we've got many small companies that are coming in. But in order to do the programming that we really would like to do, which I think is why people are joining, that required us to be able to reach out and kind of bring in some powerful people, which I think we've been successful in doing. But I mean, I think probably the main point is that we're an extraordinarily friendly group, very welcoming, and it doesn't matter if you are the mayor or you're a mom and pop company that's getting started. We'd love to have you.
A Monty Python skit at every one of our
Yep, that Shaun is the director of.
Yeah, every word of those. That was some time ago. So we encourage people to check us out as it were.
Yeah, no, we're a good group.
Particularly if you're particularly if you're British. It's a British American. American. Let's remember that. And also, where would you say the business relationship between our two great nations? Where's it the strongest here in Florida? What do we have in place now? What's happening? I suppose.
I mean, I would say that you started out and you said the nation, but I would say Florida is absolutely one of the top areas. Now, throughout Florida, there is massive connection between both the UK and the state. So much so that just over 2 years ago, a memorandum of understanding was signed between the UK and the governor of Florida to help lower the bureaucratic
barriers,
the barriers that are in play between bringing a business either over there, a Floridian business to do business there, or a British business to open up here. So what they did is focus on the top strengths of the UK and the top strengths of Florida and where they kind of intersect. And so what you'll see when you look at the different areas of Florida, you'll see that there's a lot more collaboration where each of these industries is strongest. So just a few of them, we've got space, massive. You're going to see more space interaction, aerospace, over on the East Coast into Orlando. So that's going to be kind of focused there. Life science is a huge one all throughout Central Florida, but into South Florida and North Florida. Our university system here is quite incredible, and they really have a very big focus on life sciences. But out of all of those, I would say Tampa is huge.
Really?
So much so that we're the end of April, the BABC will be doing an event specifically focused on life sciences and the bridge between Tampa Bay and the UK. A couple of years ago, it was just over a year ago, actually, though. I think 45 life science companies, stage 2 and 3 companies that came over specifically to look at how do they break into the U.S. market, specifically using Florida as the launching pad.
And where's that going to be held?
That happened just over a year ago.
Oh, I see.
So, but now each of those companies is working on it.
We got something set up for over in Tampa, haven't we? Our next meeting. I can't.
That's the one on April the 30th.
April the 30th.
But I will say, I mean, next week there are, I think, 18 companies. We have Spacecom here in Orlando, and 18 companies, British companies, are coming over to come on a week-long tour network and see how they can break in.
Orange County Exhibition Center?
Correct.
Is that where it is?
Yeah.
Okay.
And it'll be, I mean, there are different tours. The consulate will be up here. Rufus, the consul general, everybody's up here. It's all hands on deck because it's big stuff. I mean, if you are in the aerospace industry, I think there is nowhere more suited for you in the world than right here. So, fintech, reinsurance, life sciences, med tech, supply chains, transport, infrastructure. There are several different areas that have a specific focus to help lower those barriers and help people get into business quickly.
Wow, goodness me. I've known you for so many years, and one of the things that you do so well, the skills that you have, you make friends and you've got terrific business contact, throughout the area. I'd love to know, how do you do it? Do tell me. You know everybody.
I don't know about that. I don't know. I like people, and I think maybe I'm a product of living in a community, again, that's very open and collaborative. And if you want to reach out and do business here, people will reach back to you. Yeah. And I think that that's probably a big part of it. And especially as we move into a more digital and AI driven world, the reality is we still do business with who we like. So I try to treat people like I would like them to treat me.
When we had that function at the airport, the group that I'm going to say you'd assembled, but I'm going to say you'd assembled there to give us the presentations. They was fantastic. And the theme was, well, you remind me what the theme was and who was there when we were in the what's it called, that restaurant? That's
Hemispheres.
Hemispheres.
At the Orlando International Airport.
Yeah.
So that was very kindly, thank you for giving me credit, but that was very kindly organized by Vicky Aramillo, who's one of our board members, who's the Chief Development Officer of the airport. So we have a fantastic board. So a lot of what we're doing actually is coming from the strength of our different board members. So I've forgotten the exact topic of it, but it was basically what is the, what are the numbers right now with British tourists coming over, both leisure and business, and what are we forecasting? What does it look like it's going to be, and what are the issues that we're having? We have many issues.
Yes, I was really impressed by the presenters there. My goodness me, they really knew their facts in. On tourism, and that was So, and that may not be business to business, but it brings the Brits over and puts them on planes, and they're here in restaurants.
It does. Much of it starts out that way, though, doesn't it? And as far as we're concerned, that is big business for our community. About 1.1 million Brits on average, if you go year to year, fly to Florida, with the large majority of them actually flying into Central Florida.
Oh, yes.
So
Yep.
the main speaker that we had there was actually the CEO of Visit Orlando, Cassandra Mate, and she's her job is to go and sell Florida around the world, and to make sure that people are traveling here, and to compete with countless other destinations. And they do a fantastic job of that.
She was really impressive. Yeah. My goodness me. Yeah. Well, shall we take this opportunity to talk a little bit about DreamFlight?
Let's do it.
Okay.
I love DreamFlight.
Okay, indeed. So, go on. I'll start that. So, DreamFlight is something that we've both been involved with for a number of years. DreamFlight brings 192 seriously ill and disabled children to Central Florida for a week, a little over a week. Usually mid October, mid to late October, and we've been involved for some time. I've just recently left. I was on the board for a while of DreamFlight, the US board. Obviously, it's headquartered in the UK, and that's where the real board is. But obviously, got a lot of hardworking people on the US board. I retired from that after about 10 years. So I was but I was volunteered there for not far off 18, 19 years. It's a wonderful institution. We're very, very proud of it. And we rely on volunteers. We rely on daily volunteers, and we rely on weekly volunteers. You have been a daily volunteer.
I have.
You have. Your husband.
My husband loves it. In fact, he is absolutely a diehard Tigger volunteer.
Tigger, that's right.
Yep.
Tigger group. Yeah. So we have 12 groups. 16 children in each group, and all of the escorts. and then we supplement with daily and weekly volunteers. So he was there's one of the groups is called Tigger. So he was but also your son.
My son.
Yeah.
My son Christian. For the past few years now, since he's been in the professional world, he has made sure. Actually, I'm very proud of him. But it goes to show, we've actually been involved with DreamFlight since he was a kid. So back in the days where we used to do the bonfire nights, and we used to, I alluded, we did that for charity. That was largely to raise money for DreamFlight. But my boys at that time always helped with it. And so they've grown up knowing it. And so Christian now takes his personal vacation days and he uses 2 or 3 of them every year just to volunteer and take the children to the parks and wouldn't miss it. He's looking to get more involved. I mean, he loves it.
He's a super guy. You should be very, very proud of him. I'm sure you are. It's push. I unfortunately I had to give up pushing wheelchairs around the parks. If you get into Universal, it's flat. That's great.
Right.
But if you do Universal Studios, that's uphill all the way. There seems to be no downhill there. So I decided that was enough for me. But I thoroughly loved it. I still do a little bit. My wife and I, we do a little bit. We do the mocktails bar on.
Oh, do you?
Yeah,
oh, that's
absolutely.
nice. That's fun.
We did last October. Okay, so that's that.
Well, also I will say, this is the importance of having an active community, and again, I touched on how do we connect the dots on the ground. This is an important part of it because the British American Business Council now supports DreamFlight.
I did it on our golf day. We had a golf day.
Absolutely.
And we were able to give them
raised
a
a bunch of money, and so that was superb. Rufus, Consul General, has come up here now and volunteered and been a daily.
He and his wife.
He and his wife.
Yeah,
we have some incredible things going on. We just need to make sure that we all communicate with each other because that's what makes us a very rich community.
Absolutely. So, tell us a little bit about your day job, though.
I do have a day job, actually.
What is Next Pay Global? Tell us.
Next Pay Global is an international payments company that is designed for corporations. So we don't work with any private clients, no individuals, only corporations. So it is a company that is partnered with the largest non-bank international payment provider in the world, which is called Corpay, and we bring the strength of their suite of services to NextPay. But they're such a big company that they don't have a local presence. They don't have a Florida. They have, a little footprint, but they're seeking the largest multinational enterprises. Okay. So what do? We're able to bring a more concierge level service to SMEs that otherwise probably wouldn't get that attention. So what do they get? They get better exchange rates, and they have the most robust online international payments online program whereby they can do all of their payments to over 200 countries and 160 currencies, and they can do it all online. So just saves a lot more efficient and better than bank rates.
All right. Okay. Good. Well, I have to tell you one thing. I brought my special cup here. This is one of my Brit cups. This is a Brit cup. So
I love it.
Now, do you know if I said that's the it's RRS, but the HMS Discovery. Can you see that? So that is, me and my history thing. So this is.
I feel like you're going to catch me out on something because I don't know my history thing.
No, you won't know. This is when Scott first went to the Antarctic on his way to the South Pole way to try to get this. This was his first attempt. The Discovery, and Shackleton, who was my absolute hero, went with him. Yeah. And then, so that went, I think, in the 1904, something is when it went, early part of the 1900s. And they went down and had a hut, and then off the three of them on their way to the pole. Shackleton had problems with he was the old vitamin C thing, and it was, so they had to turn back. And Scott hated him for the rest of it. He said it spoilt their attempt to get to the pole, which they were never going to do. But
it's very selfish of them to get scurvy, wasn't it?
To get scurvy, nonsense, absolute nonsense. So, but this ship still exists.
Does it?
So if you're ever in Scotland, Scotland, in Dundee, you can go aboard that ship. You can sit and in the boat, there's like a boardroom table there, and you can sit there. And Shackleton's name is on his room there, and Scott's room over there. It's absolutely fantastic. Dundee is a nice place. It's a very nice place. I haven't been to Dundee. Actually. Oh yes. It's it's a big techie place, didn't it? One of the big games was invented there. The big games.
Wow.
One of the I can't remember which one it is, and so it's a big development place for.
So that's interesting. I'm not to go off onto another thing, but you say that Orlando specifically. I mean, we have the Florida, the high tech corridor that kind of goes across from west to east.
Yes.
And we are known in Orlando for being a massive gaming hub. So I guarantee you, if Dundee is also a gaming hub, there's already collaboration between the two.
That's interesting.
So there's so many things that if until you look at it, you just wouldn't necessarily notice.
That's a good point. Yeah. Well,
there's no way that they're not. We're the headquarters of EA Sports, which is Electronic Arts.
Yes, indeed.
And thousands of students are coming out of the schools here that are trained, really to work in those industries.
I think, and I could be wrong here, but I think it's Minecraft.
Oh, is it?
I think it's
my boys played Minecraft back in the day.
I think Minecraft is where
wasted many, many hours.
Of course, absolutely. Well, you got to waste hours.
You do.
Well, that's terrific. So, I think that sort of brings us to an end. Any other thoughts? Or
no. It's a pleasure to be serving on the BABC with you,
really
and
is, of course,
I have to say I'm quite proud of what we're collectively putting together, because I think we're kind of there's so much that the British American community is doing. There's so much business collaboration that our job kind of is to just kind of put the spotlight on what's happening, and it's impressive.
Yeah, and we've sort of technologied up a little bit in those last few weeks. Brought in a CRM so we can get stuff, get information out to people, and so we're moving along. I think we're past the strolling. I think we're beginning to
no doubt about it.
Not sprint yet, but we're certainly jogging out.
We're jogging. Yeah. No, I love it, and. Thrilled. Thank you for having me.
Yeah,
and, I appreciate it.
Thanks for coming along.
Thanks very much, Shaun.
I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you. Well, that's it for this episode. Thanks for listening to Happy Buyer, Happy Seller. The sad truth is only 15% of businesses listed for sale actually sell. Hopefully this episode removed some of the stumbling blocks to sale and highlighted the ways in which barriers can be overcome. If you're a business owner thinking about selling or a buyer considering your next step, I'm always here to chat and help you think through your options. So, to learn more or access additional resources, then reach out to me directly at www.happybuyerhappyseller.com. Don't worry if you're not ready to make a move yet. An early conversation can make a real difference down the road. And if you found this episode helpful, please subscribe to the podcast and share it with someone who may be considering selling or buying a business. Until next time, I'm Shaun Thornton, helping create happy buyers and happy sellers. Cheerio.